basically their wiki software. So we're planning on having that kind of bolted onto the site, so whenever we're ready to go, they're ready to go, they can dump all the data over there. You might be interested is the data they bring over might not be suitable for, I guess, all audiences. You know, it might be too complicated for some people, but it might be a little dumbed down for somebody, you know, for somebody else who actually was a product protector. Like, you know, well, that's not, you know, like, you know, the Sesame Street version. So this is where, you know, we can take this kind of data and then say, you know, we'll start meeting it out to say, you know, okay, now this is like what we collected in 1970. Let's update it for 2010. You know, and then, you know, kind of go on from that and build on and say, this is our own little list of required readings for to actually understand this. So, you know, here's the knowledge. You have to read this, this, and this, and this in this order to actually understand this. Then once you do that, you want to take a look at this, and then you can understand how this works. And that's all basically, you know, developed by the volunteer group. It gives them something to do as well, and it kind of helps get that kind of that knowledge out to the general public. So they're not wanting for knowledge when it comes time to say, this is actually interesting. I wonder how this actually works. You know. So, but anyways, hey, you've been a great audience.
Best of luck.
But yeah, I mean, so I do believe we have a few things we can work on together on that. Do you have any particular thoughts or questions on that?
Sounds interesting. I mean, you know, our organization's definitely going to want to get a hold of organizations like yours and others to try to find all the different bits and pieces of people and their ideas and try to bring them together. So
you're United Space System too.
Yeah. That's another aspect I was going to bring up as well. There have been a whole lot of you know, open source or, you know, commercial and else, you know, little small private ones or one-man shows. A lot of space organizations coming out. We're not exactly one of those. We're basically the groundwork to support all of those.
Right.
And, you know, with that, we kind of get everybody on the same page, working together, and kind of, you know, benefiting from the same, you know, the same development environment, the same aggregated funding, you know, the same peer review and all that fun stuff. And kind of like how a balloon, you know, like a giant hot air balloon, and everybody else on the inside is the hot air. Well, as the balloon, we provide visibility. We get everybody, keep everybody together and keep them going in the same direction. And if you're looking at this as a picture of a little flame on the bottom, that's your valued contributions. I digress. But you know, it is a pretty apt metaphor, I think. And yeah, it's just 3 of us right now. We actually have about 700 people who are kind of following this and waiting for it to get up and running. I think I've been tweeted about quite a bit recently as well. And the site should actually be, hopefully, up and running by over the next week or so. And then we'll start to see some interesting things happen.
Okay. We'll look at it.
Pretty long ago too.
Oh, do you have a business card? Both of you?
You know, I don't.
This
Here
guy
at
has
NASA,
one.
I don't have one, but I can write something down on the back of it or something.
do you have one?
Somebody asked me.
You got to get business cards. That's the top of your list.
I was actually planning on doing it, but I had some complications this week. My wife was in the hospital for a bit.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Gallbladder removal. But,
Oh my.
but I was planning on getting a few ran off, and like they wanted $30 for, you know, a small run.
Do you have something I can write it on?
Yeah, sure.
My information?
You know, this is kind of double-sided.
Yeah. Good luck, Jason. Good luck to you too.
This probably isn't the last time you'll be hearing about me blathering on about my project.
Yeah, so I'll probably post my design for that on the Open Space Movement once I have some more experience in Blender and physics.
You don't even have to do that. You just throw out the idea, and somebody else can say, "Hey, I can render that in Blender for you," you know, or somebody else can come and say, "Well, that's a totally stupid idea, but you got to get the point with that, you know, having the you know, the sleeping areas at 1 gravity rather than the rest of the station is urging."
I was just thinking that the truss part wouldn't be all that hard to produce. You could, because like to make 1 0 gene right now, it has to be pretty big and it has to be rotating pretty fast.
Actually,
So I was thinking that you could make it really big by the trusses, since it's relatively inexpensive, and you could fold them together and stuff.
actually,
I'll
figure
let
this
you
out.
guys talk, but nice talking with you, and I hope we can stay in touch. I'm really intrigued by the kind of thing you're doing.
I'm definitely going to be busy with this thing over the
It
next
sounds like
few
it.
weeks.
Is this a full-time gig for you, or is
I still got the
you
day,
have
I still
a
got the day
day
job going on.
Okay. Where are you located?
About 30 minutes south of DC.
Oh, you're okay,
So
you're near it.
Woodbridge area then.
Okay,
Yeah. Originally from Alaska, and that's,
okay. This is closer.
yeah, a little closer.
It's like DC, very nice place, especially the mall.
Are you from here or?
I'm around from in Virginia,
Okay,
around Powhatan.
okay. Yeah, this is a nice place. So. All right, good luck to you.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Do you follow Twitter by chance?
Oh, I can't get into it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
I'm told a lot that weekend that it's like, how do people, how?
I'm just like, you know what, there are other ways to communicate. I don't need to invent a whole new language and mechanism. I like to be simple about my communications. I have an email address, I'll use it, right? I have Facebook, I check it about once a week. That's as far as I go. So, but I'm gonna look for your website. I looked at it maybe a couple of days ago, and I see what you mean. It's still kind of in
Did you see
the works.
Did you see the open space movement?
Yeah.
That's like the basic, Drupal installation, saying like, welcome to your new site. Of
Right,
course, we have
right.
a few subdomains on there which we're actually doing all the testing and development on. So that's actually looking a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
And we've managed to go with the developers now. I've had so many talks that went from like, there's no way you can do this, to like, oh well, I think we got to take care of it now.
Well, yeah, good luck. And I'm just interested. I mean, I'm interested in what you're doing from two standpoints. One is with my NASA hat, and I'm there for a year working on this, working on the participatory exploration. But then also, there's my graduate student hat, where I'm really interested in sort of the sociology of how people from sort of, I would just say, I keep using like non-traditional just to cover everybody from the the Richard Bransons of the world to just folks who on their off hours want to kind of make something, make these changes or create a project, and just sort of like what is it that kind of drives people, like why now, what is it? And I mean the internet I think has so much to do with it, frankly, or why we're seeing it. That's the other question.
So this is like a way to basically exploit that and jump on it.
Exactly.
Now, one little parting note I was going to say, mention about
I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
her potential relationship with NASA. Now, everybody seems to see NASA as the go-to place for anything space related.
Mm-hmm.
And did I mention this already? Basically, we kind of feel that expecting to buy a ticket from NASA would be like trying to buy a car from the Department of Transportation.
That's right. Good analogy.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Sure.
They're going to do a giveaway right now downstairs. If you guys want to hurry.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
We can. Yeah. Exactly. Why not?
Anyways, I'll be sure to post my business plan for moon colonization for technical business, and then I'll make the space station once it's more of a coherent idea.
And that's the nice thing. There's so many different types of ideas you can post about. I mean, rather than just rockets. There's more to it than rockets.
Anyways, I was thinking about the business plan. It might permeate throughout.
What are you looking at? Wait, you guys don't get down there.